that tears the dark apart. No king, no throne, no law can decree. We live and we die by the storm's We are the stormraiders. We tear through the gale. No chain can bind us. No force can prevail. Lightning's our banner. Thunder's our pride. We are the stormraiders. We'll never die.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. We'll see how long my microphone works. Been having some issues with it, and I did a search, and I'm not the only one. It seems to be a common problem with this particular headset, and nobody has a permanent solution, I guess, besides getting another one, a different kind, basically. Um, so basically, what it's doing is at some point, you will hear a lot of static and hissing, and you can like tell I'm talking, and that's about it. A fine example of that would be in yesterday's stream. I think there's a section towards the beginning of the stream because I checked the video yesterday, and yeah, you couldn't hear a word I was saying. and people are having the same issue and similar issues, and they've tried, updating, reinstalling, and all that mess, and it's just a temporary fix. It'll work for a little bit, and then it'll do it again. So I opened up the IQ software and updated them, the headset and the dongle, and we'll see how it works. Start having problems, please let me know, and I'll switch to the other mic. I have a like a tabletop mic, not the best of quality either. It's a Gemello. It was a cheap Amazon buy kind of thing, and it works okay. Just it's like don't touch the desk or anything because it'll make noises across the mic or whatever. But it's a last resort emergency kind of thing for the moment. I'm nowhere in a place where I can upgrade my equipment. Uh, the new year has been very expensive so far. I'm ready for next year. We haven't even gotten through the first month yet. Mortgage is going up, insurance is going up, their taxes are up. This month is inspection, registration, and car tax month, and so got inspection and it failed because it needed 4 new tires. So 4 new tires, $500, including labor and alignment. And then he tells me that during the alignment, he couldn't, I think it was the front right side, he couldn't do anything with it because of the way the car manufacturer made the calibers or whatever. And it's not just Hyundai, it's other dealerships as well, where you have to buy, I guess, a kit to fix that issue so he can align it. And so I think the part was either $40 or $60, and labor was the other. And so I'm like, yeah, we're not throwing that in on top of the, well, it's close to $600. It was like $570 some dollars for the tires. I'm not gonna throw that in. I'm not made of money. It's like y'all think we have a money tree or something in the backyard. We just keep pulling off, right? And so he mentions that, and I'm like, well, don't worry about it. I said, is it safe to drive? He said, it's safe to drive. It's just the tire is going to wear quicker than normal. I'm like, well, I guess it's going to wear quicker than normal. My question is, why are the car manufacturers creating them that way? Why are they building them that way so that they can't be adjusted properly? I asked him, I said, is this a defect? Oh, no, it's not. I didn't say it was a defect. Well, it sounds like a defect to me. If I have to have a mechanic go buy a kit and fix a manufacturer's design, then that sounds like a defect to me. Either that or he's just trying to make some money. Wouldn't be the first time, right? So then he also tells me I need new brake pads. That they passed, but barely, and that I'll be needing new brake pads soon. Guess what? Another $500 for 2 brakes. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, well, that's not happening anytime soon. So at some point, I got to deal with that. And then my other car needs 2 new sensors. The ABS light is on, and the traction control light is on. And they did diagnostics, and it says needs 2 new sensors, which they don't have. So I'm gonna have to take it to the dealership, and that's gonna be over $1,000 right there. So hopefully it'll pass inspection. I don't know if they will with the lights on. We'll have to see. Everybody wants some money, right? So mortgage went up. I paid my HOA fee. That's out of the way. It's like everything wanted to come due in January. And then yesterday, I get in the car to take my daughter to school, and windshield's cracked. I'm like, when the heck that happened? Wasn't there yesterday. And, if you look, you can see the little impact point where a stone hit the windshield or whatever. Part of the issue we have down here is everybody else wants to move down here, and corporations are trying to make a fortune. There's a lot of development going on. They're building these nice HOA communities all over the place, and they're doing road construction because they got to do something with the roads when you bring more people in, right? So they're in the process of turning some of the roads into a 4-lane instead of a 2. And so you got these big trucks that are kicking up stones, or even stones are just coming up off the back of their truck. And evidently, one must have hit the windshield, and so had a crack probably about like that yesterday. And then this morning we get in the car and we start heading down the road, and I noticed it was bigger. So it was like a crack, and then it kind of went downward a little bit, a crack. And as we're getting closer to her school, it starts moving across the damn windshield. I'm like, what in the world? I'm watching it moving across the crack, moving across the windshield. And honestly, it kind of reminded me, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the movie Tron. Some of us are familiar with the original that came back in the 80s. We recently watched all 3 movies. And, obviously the first one is outdated, really old graphics. And then the second and third one I felt was less boring, had better character and story development, and obviously the graphics were better. But it's sort of like the bike race thing where it has the stream going behind the bike. That's what it looked like going across my windshield. And I'm like, oh shit. Is this gonna bust in our face? I have my 3 kids in the car with me. And so I'm like, you know what? We're just gonna turn around. I would rather not have the windshield bust on the way or even in the parking lot while we're waiting. And so I turned the car around, put on my flashers, turned off the defroster because it's cold, and flashers on, and drove like 45 miles per hour on the way home in a 55 miles per hour speed limit. But it's like back roads, so there's really not that much traffic. Went home, called my insurance person. Insurance person said, call this number and make a claim. Okay, so I called the number, made a claim. They going to connect me with this one company, and he called, and he tells me it's not going to be until Thursday the 29th until we can get out there and do it. Or you can bring it in and drive all the way to Wilmington and have it done in the garage. I'm like, I don't really want to drive it all the way to Wilmington. Especially, when I have kids and whatnot. So I decided to call the insurance people back up and say, hey, I need a different company. And so it's looking like this Friday, somebody's going to come out and replace it if the weather's okay and it's not too cold. Because they said it has to be over 40-some degrees or something like that. So hopefully we'll be okay. We can get it replaced before the snow comes in over the weekend. Luckily, that's not going to cost me anything because my insurance covers it. No deductible. So thankfully, that's $400 or $500 more I don't have to worry about. Like what is the consistency of everything being $500 here lately? Everybody and everything wants $500. I want $500. Who am I going to charge $500, and for what? So, and then we got the snow coming. Potential. I won't say 100%. You never know. And I teach karate classes on the weekends, and so I have 2 students that are supposed to be signing up on Friday night. And last I checked the weather, supposed to rain Friday night, supposed to snow Saturday afternoon. And I'm like, well, if it sticks to that, we can still have class. But if it changes and comes earlier, then we might not be able to have class. So I'll make that decision on Friday morning. But it's like, goodness gracious, I'm trying to get some students in. I'm trying to grow, and then it snows and it prevents people from coming to class. So lots of fun there. Saw a funny video. He was talking about Walmart. I'm sure everybody familiar with Walmart. We go to Walmart because we have Walmart close to us. It's more affordable. I won't say it's cheap. More affordable than like Lowe's Foods and whatnot. Plus, they have more than just food. So you can pick up your groceries, you can buy some clothes, whatever. More convenient. Of course, you also have online pickup you can do if you need to, which a lot of stores offer that, but they usually charge you a fee, where Walmart does not, at least not at the moment. So he was talking about how a lot of Walmarts are getting remodeled, getting new shelves and equipment and registers and stuff like that, and how some have increased their number of self checkouts. Of course, there's some that have done away with them too. So, but he was talking about how there's a little flaw in their self checkout process, and he said if they're not careful, there's going to be some people that are meaner than him that are going to give them a hard time about it. So when you go through self checkout, you scan all your stuff. It asks you if you want your receipt. Gives you that option. So he said, "No, I don't want the receipt. I don't want to carry a bunch of paper around." Then he proceeds to leave with his groceries or whatever. And the man stops and says, "I'd like to see your receipt." He's like, "I don't have one." And the guy's like, "Why not?" And he's like, "Because your self checkout gave me the option on whether or not to get it or not requiring me to get one." The guy just kind of stared at him blankly. And he said that he told the guy, he said, "Hey, listen, I think this is what's going to happen. You're going to give me the benefit of the doubt that I didn't steal, and I'm going to go ahead and go. And then you're going to go talk to your manager and ask him how to deal with that situation, because the register doesn't require you to take a receipt." And I've known, even even if you take a receipt, some people sometimes there's like a little trash can that you can throw your receipts in if you don't want them. Sometimes they're out of receipt paper and you don't get a receipt. And so it's like, if they're going to check receipts at the door, they need to fix that. To be honest with you, very rarely have I ever been asked for a receipt. Most of the time, the person's standing right there. The door is usually right there near self checkout. So they see you coming out of self checkout. Your stuff's in bags. They know that you bought your stuff. You're not stealing. So most of the time, they don't ask. Plus, I've also learned, if all your stuff is bagged, they usually don't ask. They only ask if they see a bunch of items in your cart that's not bagged, because they want to make sure that you're not stealing it, obviously, or you didn't forget to check it out or whatever. So that's kind of my experience with self checkout. The thing that I thought was funny with Walmart is, growing up, apparently I always had a misunderstanding about how stores work. At least this is how Walmart is. I'm not sure about other stores, but it was my thought process. Okay, I'm the store owner. All right, I want to sell retail. Okay, so obviously Walmart, they have their own brand stuff that comes from their places or whatever. But I buy merchandise, put it on my shelves, and then resell it. And lots of times that's how you make a profit. Okay, so if this pair of shoes is $40, okay, I pay $40 for the shoes. I sell it for $45 or $50, make $5-10 profit on that one pair of shoes, and then you times that by hundreds of shoes. Okay, was my understanding. The store buys it from the vendors and then resells it and adds to it to make a profit. That's not how Walmart does it. Walmart, obviously, they have their own goods, but what they do is they rent their shelves out to vendors. The vendors come in and they put their stuff on the shelves, and it gets put in a computer system, okay? And I guess Walmart takes a cut or something. So it's almost like a flea market or a yard sale kind of thing. They don't own all the stuff on the shelves. Because I went in, I think it was for Valentine's Day or a birthday or something. I was buying my wife a card, and I looked at all the cards, and this is the one that I really wanted. I scanned it, wasn't in the system. I called for help. Person came over, said, "Well, the vendor didn't put it in the system." And I'm like, "Okay, so what do we need to do here? Can I just take it?" "No, you can't take it." And so they took the card, and I left without a card because the item wasn't in the system. I had that happen one other time before, years and years prior to that. I had was buying a jug of tea, and they said it wasn't in the system, and I was just assuming they forgot to scan it and put it in the system or whatever. No big deal, but evidently it's because of vendors. The Walmart is a third party, which I find interesting. I'm sorry. If I was running a retail business, I probably wouldn't do it that way. I don't like having a middleman because it creates mistakes, communication problems. There's more error. It's less organized. You're now depending on vendors to come to your store and put stuff on shelves. I would rather just buy it and then put it on my shelf, and then it's mine. And I cut out the middleman by doing that. But also, by doing that, there's no middleman, then you take full liability and responsibility. If you have a middleman and have vendors, you can always point your finger at them and say it's their fault. And that's probably why they do it, which is ridiculous, but whatever. Our Walmart's been remodeling and whatnot too. They've added on to it. I think they're making their pickup section bigger or something. But yeah. So Dragon Quest III. Let's take a looky here. There's some music for you. We are, of course, like I've been saying, we're in the underworld towards the end of the game. We are looking for Zoma, who's the, hopefully, final boss. But in order to get to him, we have to create a rainbow bridge. He is, we'll pull up a map here. Alright. So he is, like in this castle right in here. Okay? This castle right here is actually Tantagel, because we haven't been in his castle yet. It's like right here south of Tantagel, on a separate island. We do have a boat, but you can't get on the island because the cliffs are too high. So you have to make a rainbow bridge from here to get there. What we had to do in the first game, we have to do it in this game. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear it, plug your ears now or mute it. This game, the third game, takes place before the first game. So this is in the past. So that's why things are a little bit different. So the Dragon Lord is not there yet. Okay, but it's still the same way to get there. Okay. We are in this town right here. And in the first game, the town has been destroyed, ruined. And you had to find, like, it's either a sword or a piece of armor there in the first game. And a lot of this isn't even here. These islands and stuff was not in the first game. So the map has changed a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same. So last stream, we came here and we walked around and discovered that we really should have been here before we went to here. So you start here and you get a boat here. And I guess the story really wanted you to go down this way here and then, kind of work your way across. But I went up and worked my way across this way. Because some of the things they tell you here is about coal, and we had already done it. Plus the equipment that they sell is weaker. So, hey, that happens when you have open world, right? Happens in Skyrim and Fallout all the time. So, we came down here, talked there, and now we're going to kind of make our way over to this X and then these O's. And then we should be fairly close to finishing the game from there. We recently turned Chosen, our martial artist, into a thief. And Alice, who was a merchant, she's been a priest partially, monster wrangler fully, and then a merchant fully. And now she's a sage, so she can learn some offensive magic and finish learning her healing magic. And then, of course, he's a thief. And then Magus started as a mage, became a sage, and then became a warrior. So he's got healing magic, offensive magic, and warrior strength and abilities. So he should be pretty good to go. And of course, Rufus is the hero. He can't do anything else. So they're kind of leveling up as we go, learning abilities. All right, let's see. So they spoke of a place called Cantlin, which I'm assuming is probably that X right there. And the funny thing is, I don't know if there's a connection or not, but in Dragon Quest Builders, the first one, you have to rebuild the town of Cantlin. And so I'm like, maybe they just, reused the name and there's no story connection or anything. Because it is kind of an alternate storyline. The map, I don't think looks anything like this on Dragon Quest Builders, which would have been cool if it did. The Dragon Quest Builders, the storyline is basically, what if the hero decided not to save the world? Instead, he made a deal with the Demon Lord or the Dark Dragon Lord or whoever it was, and joined him. And so that's kind of the alternate thing, at least for Dragon Quest Builders 1, which I haven't finished yet. I still got a lot of work to do with that. It's the Minecraft version of Dragon Quest. All right. So we are going to do a little bit of walking. We came from here. Obviously, we got our boat. And I need to walk around here, see if there's any, random loot or hidden areas that we can go to. And then we can kind of work our way across the map. Cantlin. This will also give us opportunity to level up our weaker characters. Technically speaking, we don't really have to use the magic. Umbra is pretty strong. Oh, we're asleep. Speaking of which, didn't learn nothing. Alright. Just gonna kind of go down here a little ways. I'll do it. Lord, they keep coming back. All right, we're not going to cross that bridge yet. Oh, I see some sparkles up there. These things are relatively weak, so we're just going to attack. You got quack and thwack. All right, let's go up here and see what we got up here. Stone statue. Get some seeds. Chosen needs some billions. Who needs luck? Alice needs the luck. So I was playing Skyrim last night on the PlayStation 5, and I started a new game because I was wanting to experiment. You know, everybody. Well, I won't say everybody, but a lot of people have this interest in like an unarmed monk martial artist build kind of character. And unarmed is probably the least supported in most of the Elder Scrolls games. Although Skyrim does offer a little bit more, where you can actually get enchanted armor and weapons or whatever that increases your unarmed combat, as well as some perks. And also a slight difference between Oblivion and Skyrim. Is claws. All right, so in Skyrim, a Khajiit and an Argonian, they have claws. So when they fight unarmed, they use their claws. And so right from the get-go, their attack is higher unarmed than any of the other races. In Oblivion, they didn't do that because they punched with a closed fist. And so they didn't add that until Skyrim, and then I don't think ESO has it either. There's really nothing to support unarmed builds in Elder Scrolls Online, which that would be a very good update for them, in my opinion. Even if they just limit it to Argonian and Khajiit races. As a matter of fact, in ESO, you go to, I think it's Khenarthi's Roost, there's a Khajiit temple there where they're practicing martial arts, but you can't use it. It's just part of the story. So that would be nice if they fixed that. But anyways, so I created a Khajiit, and he's going to wear light armor and robes and stuff like that. No heavy armor. He's going to be mainly unarmed. Might occasionally have him use 2 daggers for dual wielding and maybe a katana. No bow and arrow, no long range weapons, but magic. And right now he's focusing on restoration and alteration. So we'll probably use some magic, and I'm thinking about maybe throwing in some conjuration. And so I was doing that, and I have a mod that, believe it or not, was available for PlayStation 5. And it's really strange because, you know, there was a whole issue with Sony. You can't use any outside assets. So pretty much everything that your mod has to look like something in the game, to my understanding. That's not exactly true. Modders have found a way around that. I have an actual sword, a two-handed sword, that looks nothing like anything in the game. It's new assets. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. And this is including fight animation. So I have a mod that changes unarmed animation for when you do power attacks unarmed. Okay, so if you hold the right one down for a power attack with your right hand, he throws a roundhouse kick. If you hold the other one, he does what we refer to as a jump sweeping kick. If you hold both of them down, he does this like cartwheel kind of kick. Outside assets. I don't know how they got it in, but I'm not complaining. But it works perfectly for somebody who wants an unarmed martial artist built. And so I was kind of enjoying that last night. And then there was, of course, a few times where he picked the guy up and slammed him on his head. So that was neat. Maybe we'll play that some in the future. I need to see if maybe we're gonna need the boat for that. See if I can find the mod for PC as well. The PC does offer more options for mods. Whether or not my PC can handle the memory at this point, I don't know. Sorry about that. I got a text message from my wife. These crooks are getting more creative every day. So she got a text message saying that there's a job opportunity in Wilmington for a lab analyst position for Skynet System. $44 an hour. You went on their website and didn't find anything on the website. So I'm like, it's probably a scam. I've gotten similar things. There's a job opening for such and such. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not even qualified to do that job. I don't have the experience or the education to even do this job. So why are you considering me? Because you're a scam. It's a whole lie. It's the same thing. It pops up every now and then, and I actually saw a post from the sheriff's department on Facebook where you get a text message and they tell you that you owe money for outstanding tickets, that you're going to be in big trouble by this time period. Kind of crazy how bad it's gotten. It's at a point now, if you ever answer a phone and it's a telemarketer and they ask you some kind of question that requires you to say yes, don't say yes. Whatever you do, never say yes, because they record it and they probably use AI and whatnot, and now you're agreeing to things you never agreed to. Like the one person was talking, they got a call, and the person said, "I'm sorry, I dropped my headset. Are you there?" So instead of saying, "Yes, I'm here," say, "I'm here." Avoid saying the word yes. Now, see, me, I usually put a spam blocker kind of thing on my phone. Although I turned it off because of expecting a call for the windshield repair, but I'm going to turn it back on here. The only downside is if other places call me, I won't hear it ring. I have to put it on a favorite list. So places like my daughter's school, I need to put it on a favorites list. I just haven't done it yet. Of course, it doesn't help if they're calling from different numbers. Sometimes people do that. I'm not going to put everybody's number, on my thing. So it's like, if it's important, leave a message. That's kind of how I feel about it. That's why we have voicemail, and that's why we have texting. Okay, we've gone basically full circle almost. So we're going to follow the mountain here. Oh, there's one of those little secret places. What will we find? Oh, treasure. More rabbit ears. Bunny ears. And a scourge whip. Alright, so I think the scourge whip is stronger than the dragon tail whip. His agility is 400 from the meteorite racer. Alright. You can't use the scourge whip. Can't. Just Magus. Alright, well, we'll put it back in the bag then. Oh, it's going to change her personality. Well, what we can do is we'll go Mercury bandana on the bottom, and then we'll do recovery ring. On the top. Then it should not change her personality. He's a slippery devil. He's a genius. We need some more of those diamonds. Alright. Anything else here? A monster. Ran away. Monster knows you're approaching and flees. I don't know if I can get him. without the monster wrangler. If we walk, yeah, he's still gonna run away. Gonna need the monster wrangler. Oh well. A kilt. He found a leather kilt. So I want this one. One left. All right, so we've been up in the sandy part. Let's go up here and check out the little areas there. Make sure I'm not missing nothing. Four of them, four of us. Oh, I see an item up there at the top. Just to make sure, I didn't really see anything or notice anything. Better safe than sorry, right? I'll do it. I was gonna have to come back through here with a boat. use Falcon Blade. We're gonna use Falcon. That's gonna let us hit four times. Bunch of bones will we find in the dark forest. A barrel and a garter. We found a garter. And 168 gold. Statues. And down they go. Earthware. I don't think anybody can use that. Nobody can use that at the moment. Not seeing anything over there at the top. Anything, so we're gonna go back this way. Ghouls. Oh, a cloak of evasion. Wow. Boom was not a good choice. Just go ahead and attack. So he's immune to ice and strong against fire. How about wind? Maybe we should use Kaspoosh. All right, now we're going to cross the bridge. Good spell. Seed of Wisdom. Oh, Lord. Hmm. Nope, they're not weak against wind either. So I think they're pretty much like non-magic. We got a fading Jenny that we're not going to use. More iron claws. A black bandana. There's nothing over here. All right, moving east. We can all just equip whips and whatnot. Hit them all. Save magic. Alright, so that leads where we definitely have to go, so we're going to go this way. They weaker monsters. That's better. 2,000 experience points. Up and around. We're definitely getting our steps in. Ooh, poison. Ooh, something guarding it. I'm not even going to try to say that name. Hmm. Cantland. So this is what it originally looked like. Maybe the next time I play Dragon Quest Builders, I should try to make it look like this. Boy, that'd be a lot of work. I'm not sure I'd have all the materials either. There's a monster arena here. I don't see any stores or anything. Wanderer, thou findest thyself in the mighty walled city of Canton. Though, if so moved, the lord of the underworld could surely tear down these battlements as a child teareth parchment. Looks like he already did, partially. Oh, that would be why, because they're stalls. They don't have their own buildings. Another kilt. Galen, well met, friend. Who standeth before thee? Thou askest, why, 'tis I, Galen, the doughty bard of wide renown. Mine instrument? Why, 'tis of course the lyre. But alas, my most precious harp of all languish in the home of my much-missed mother and father. Thou beautiful indeed, the sound of my beloved lyre of ire doth seem to irk the monsters of the wild most fiercely. Thus I was compelled to go abroad without it. Don't I have it? Right there. It just says the same thing. You still asleep? Wake up! This place is a mess. To what end should we till the fields? We shall surely be slaughtered ere harvest time. It mattereth not what we do, especially when even the great Ortega was powerless to call forth the winds of change. Alas and alack, though he was born into this world but yesterday. Our poor and wretched child, oh how will he fare against life's many hardships. What is more, since a chance meeting with a warrior named Ortega, he has been musing on the possibility of someday wielding a blade. Oh goddess, pray watch over my boy. One look was all it took to know how mighty a warrior thou art. Pray tell how many monsters hast thou slain. Mayhap I too will one day be strong enough to engage them in combat, though I cannot imagine ever being as strong as that other great warrior. It's a party dress. You can't wear the party dress? Probably the gadabout, right? Quickest way to be the belle of any ball. Looks like a broken sword. I seek to find the means by which a being created through artifice might be animated. Then shall I construct a mighty statue that it might be employed to guard the town. Yeah, and its name shall be called Gollum, and it shall echo throughout the ages. So this comes back to the first game where you have to fight a golem. If you look at that sword, it's the same design as the hero sword that you get at the end of Dragon Quest XI.
Ah, does that sword perchance take thy fancy?
Yes.
Scant is known about it, save for the fact it was created long, long ago. Even the metal used to craft it is an absolute mystery. I had, at a point, considered using it in the construction of the great statue I seek to animate, but it was not to be. Should thou wishest to take it, then relieve me of the object by all means. I have no use of it now.
I do. Fail is a 4-letter word. The champion's code. The Eureka moment. Prim's primer. Being a better person. We already are a paragon. Alright, so once we're done looking here, we have to get this sword fixed and have a few ideas where we can take it. Oh, look at that. Come back. That's the church. Try to get in the door here. Well, will anybody ever come to this door? We're gonna come back to that. Here's a weapon store, but no storekeeper. Yeah, the people do live in such terror of the Lord of the Underworld's wrath that they have become cowed and listless. Okay. What is going on here? Like flashing and changing the screen here. Don't know what that was about. A lot of people are just sleeping, not working. Read the sign? I can't read the sign. See anything that way? Buildings are like torn down by the looks of it. Whilst in Cantland thou mayest hear of strange tale or two. One such story concerns a group of Rufus's devotees said to reside somewhere beyond the mountains to the south. Should thou wishes to learn more, the priests in the shrine down there will doubtless be able to enlighten thee. Ooh, who are you? If thou wouldest fain cross over unto the great fiend's isle, thou wilt require 3 objects: the sunstone, the staff of rain, and the sacred amulet. When thou possessed all 3, get thee to the great sanctum on the southeastern isle. There wilt thou find thy way. Keep in mind what I have imparted upon thee, and thou shalt not falter. Ah, I see what the issue is. Hold up just a second. Had a little program that decided it was going to be rude and interrupt. It's the software for my printer. Wanting to update. How rude. Alright, so we've pretty much been everywhere except for the monster arena. Go check out the monster arena. Shame none of their stores are open. Well, again, worried about my many monsters, were you? Fret not, they're doing splendidly. Since you're here, why don't you go ahead and check on the little critters? Cruel Claw Wildfire. Whoosh Mid-Heal. Multi-Heal is a good one. I got a lot of monsters now. I'm not going to know which ones to use. Mod Rod and Magic Bikini. Metal Wing Boomerang. That would be a good one to have. But we're going to have to win. I kind of want to keep him in because he's got all those abilities. He's only got 2 abilities. He's only at level 1. Attacks 246. He's got a strong attack. Let's try the dragon. And then for the healer, we can use this one. Has multi-heal, zing, kazing, revives, and then kaboom. Let's try that. Arthur, Green Giant, and Mike. Been a little while since we've done a tournament. We're just going to speed through this. 2 statues. One's a stone guardian. Ouch. I used a lot of his magic points. That's not good. He needs more magic points. They don't heal you between battles either, which I think is kind of stupid. Alright, we're going to make him not use magic points. I wish they healed between battles. I think this is the final one. I think. One more. Oh shit. Alright. Show no mercy. Show no mercy. Focus on healing. Ouch. Why do you get 2 turns? Because you're a Hydra. All right. It's a little rocky. Could have gone either way. Let me fast forward. There we go. Made some good money, didn't we? What did we get? Mod Rod. Serious staff allows the wielder to transform themselves into almost anything they like. We gave our first one away, and so now we got another one. I think we're gonna keep with them. See how it goes. Need a little bit stronger healing spell. Gonna have a lot of healing to do next turn. The lions. Two. Mike's just about out of magic. Ah, he full healed. Next one's gonna be really tough. Final battle of this monster arena tourney is poised to begin. Monty. I gotta go up against Monty? Oh, Lord. My, how you progressed. I've always knew you had it in you. Well, think you can beat... I don't know about that. Especially since we're out of magic. Alright, we're gonna say... Show no mercy, show no mercy, focus on healing. We ain't gonna win this. Maybe. That one is tough. Holy shit. That could have easily went the other way. As emerged rank 9 tourney, that 'tis a magnificent triumph. That was a smashing performance. There's no doubt in my mind that you'll be a Monster Arena Masters. To the winner of rank 9, the right to enter the rank 10 tourney is bestowed. Raise your cups in honor of all combatants. Well fought. All right, we're going to the bank. $420,000 gold in the bank. I would like to have that converted to American dollars, please. I'm going to pay off my house and still have 100 grand left over. Oop. All right, let's see if there's anybody worth talking to. Oh. Father, where art thou? Found that a team of great renown will do battle in the next match. If my beloved happened to find me here in this pit of sin and violence, her wrath would wax hot of my grave transgression. I wonder if that's his child on the other side. All right, so we need to head down there. Be a little bit of a walk. Just across this poison, toxic swamp. Yeah, that boomerang's a lot better. I don't think the other one could kill them on the first hit. Is they're different. Focus chimeras. Huh? Around this toxic swamp. Ooh, it's in the middle. Ouch. want to make sure there's nothing over here. Ah, there is. Look. Seed of life. Medicinal herb. Something over here. Oh, I can't get to it. I need the boat. Shrine of the Spirit. I absolutely hate smelly old humans. I'll accept Ortega, that is. He's lovely. I just know he'll give the Lord of the Underworld the thrashing he deserves. You don't like humans? What if I... You can't fool us fairies with a simple trick like that. I can see you. Absolutely hate smelly old humans. Blah, blah, blah. It wears off eventually. Oh, they turn back.
Hi there. I'm the fairy who used to work for Rufus, by the way. And it was me who called out to you the day you turned 16. Rufus had enough on her plate back then, so I decided to step in and help out. Honestly, I think I might have actually been a bit blunt with you that day. Sorry about that. No hard feelings? Anyway, you're here now, and that's what matters. And you've even freed Rufus too. Is there anything you can't do? I'm just wondering. You don't actually have to answer. Now, you just need to take care of the small matter of Soma. Here, let me give you the Staff of Rain.
Ooh, we got the staff.
When rain and sun, the twain do meet, the rain's bow shall a bridge complete. Well, fingers crossed this staff ends up being of use.
We should think happy thoughts so we can fly.
Take care anyway. You'll be fine, I'm sure. But I'll pray for your safety, just in case.
Now we have I guess it's an item. We have the Sunstone. We have the Staff of Rain. See, in the first game, they were items, but you couldn't equip them. And we have the sacred amulet. So we have all 3 items. When rain and sun, the twain do meet, the rainbow shall bridge complete. So fingers crossed. Wait. You're Ortega's child, aren't you? I met him once, you know. I was ambushed by monsters and he came to my rescue. A kind soul. I absolutely hate smelly old humans. All except Ortega, that is. He's lovely. Not quite sure what to think of you yet, though. Anyway, back when I met him, Ortega said he had lost all his memories. Strange to imagine, but he might not recognize you even if you do find him. Just do your best to help him, alright? Then I'll have a reason to not hate you, smelly old human. Okay, just tell me where he is. Maybe he's over there. What do you think? So if we zoom... here, where will our boat go? Aha. That's what I was hoping for. And now we can just sail straight across. You can go over here first. A little bit tougher. Ooh, still alive. A rune staff. Was it? Tiny little island. we find over here? Sanctum. He did not like us. That looks like a rainbow.
As our divine mistress did command, thou hast sought out both rain and sun. Now, let the twain meet at last. Raise thy hands and receive of her gift. Her will is clear, as is thy path. Make for the cape to the northwest of Rimaldar, that is closest to the Isle of the Great Fiend. Hie thee now, to the citadel where dread Zomar awaits.
Dum dum dum. Do I have enough? Oh, I wanted to go to the mini metal place. You can zoom straight to it. That's again. Right there. Stealth suit. Let's see here. We're up to here. 60 metals. I already have this. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Could possibly use that. Don't need that. Already have one. That would be good. That'd probably be good, and that'd probably be good. That was it, right? So liquid metal stuff? The boat's going to be on the wrong side. They did that on purpose. The boat's over there. I need it on the other side. I'm going to have to go all the way down to Remolder, or however you say that. Remolder, and then walk all the way up. Haven't run into Ortega yet. I wonder if he's going to be in the final castle there. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Facing the storm, holding my fear. The sky's a battlefield, I'm caught below, fighting the tempest, but it won't let go. Seven weather, tearing us apart. Rain falls heavy, straight into my heart. Can I run it? Can't pretend. Seven weather, it'll break or bend.
All right. Click on the game here. So we're missing a lot of mini medals. Is it anything we necessarily have to have? No. I don't think we need to get all the mini medals. I don't think all that's a lot of that stuff we already have. Oh, I almost forgot. We have a broken sword to fix. Where was he located at? It might have been Remolder. We'll just have to do process elimination. I would hate to, have to fight the final boss and not have the sword. I'm thinking it's not this town. Got cold. Not cold. Maybe Damdara? I don't think it's this one either. Where in the world is he? Wasn't Cantlin, we just came from there. he because he's naming his child. So that's not it. He's in an upstairs, I know that. We just talked to Galen. This town. It's the item shop. I was looking for a weapon shop. It's the item shop.
Welcome to my shop. I wish to be of service. What do you require? Wait, that sword. I have never seen a blade of its like in my life. Just look at that splendid hue. Truly magnificent to behold. And yet, how did it come to be in such a state? Broken clean in two. Oh, but what is that sticking out of your bag? Why, this ore. Just look at it. There can be no doubt it was used in the crafting of your sword. Ah, so you came to me hoping that I might be able to mend your weapon. It would be an honor. I have never worked with such an ore till now, but it is time I repaid you for ridding my people of the fiend Orochi. You have my word. I will restore the blade to its former glory. This is what I was born to do.
Then the following day. Look at that.
Here it is. Please treat it with the respect it deserves.
Sword of Kings.
Oh, I could not accept any monetary reward for this. You see, I used to fiercely rue the fact that we ended up in this village. But now it is clear why we were brought here. It had to be this way. I can say with confidence that this is why I became a swordsmith. May that blade serve you well on your travels. And should you be willing, do stop by my shop from time to time. I would love to lay eyes on that sword again.
Alright, this is the strongest sword we had before. Sword of Kings brings it up to 466. This stately sword sends a shockwave hurtling towards a group of enemies when used as an item in battle. I don't need steel broadsword anymore. Did I even use the thunderbolt blade? Get rid of some of this junk. And now with the Falcon Blade, I could switch and he could attack twice with it if I wanted to. Well, shall we go try the new sword out? Supposed to be able to use it in battle too. Let's Try that out. So it's Kaswoosh. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, honestly. The Sword of Kings, and the hero uses it. Shouldn't it be like Zap or something? All right, guys, that is all the time I have left. Thank you for watching. If you are new, make sure you hit those follow buttons. If you're over on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I hope you did. So we will continue this next week on Monday, and we very well might finish it on Monday. We'll have to see what happens. It's Friday. I don't stream on Thursday as far as Friday goes. I got some things we got going on. One of them is hopefully replacing the windshield. I will try to be live. We'll have to see how it goes. And if I am, we'll play some more Dragon Quest VII. I hope y'all have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Clouds are whispering, the sky turns gray. A warning on the winds at play. Leaves are dancing wild and free. Is it chaos or is it destiny? Here comes another storm, rolling in loud, breaking the silence, tearing the shroud. Here comes another storm. Can't run, can't hide, feel it in your bones. truths we try to ignore. It knows the secrets locked in the core. It washes clean.